Creating engine data files from Tripoli data is different from the NAR data. What they give you is a data sheet that looks like this, where you get the basic motor data, and then all you get is a thrust curve. And from this, we need to create the engine data file. So what I want you to do is to go to thrustcurve.org website, and this is what it looks like. And I want you to download this program called TC Tracer, which stands for Thrust Curve Tracer. And this allows us to trace those engine data files from the Tripoli PDFs. And when you install the software, you'll get a screen that looks like this. And basically, we need to open up a JPEG image of this thrust curve. And I'll leave it up to you to create the JPEG image. Basically, what you're going to have to do is create a screenshot and then save it in like MS Paint or something as a JPEG image. Once you get that JPEG image saved, then we can open it up in Thrust Curve Tracer. And what I'll do here is I'll click on the File Open button, and I'm going to go to my desktop and find my Thrust Curve JPEG. And here is the JPEG from the Tripoli data file. So the next step in this is to set up the grid. And the x-axis, we're going to go up to 2.5 seconds. We're just looking down here on the thrust curve. And on the y-axis, we're going to go up to 600. And we need to change that to pounds. And the subdivisions is on the y-axis it's going to be 6 because we're going to go every 100 pounds, and then on the x-axis we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll click OK, and then it draws this grid, and now we got to overlay this grid on top of the thrust curve so that the zeros line up. So I'm moving the 0 over here. Okay, now the zeros line up, and then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go up to 0, and you notice on the thrust curve it actually starts at -100, so you have to make sure that your zeros line up. And I'm going to take my 600 and scroll it up to the top, and then I'll go back to here. I should probably gone 4 subdivisions on the x-axis, but that's okay. At this point we're ready to draw points, so I'll click on the draw points, and then we just start drawing points here and just follow your curve around. All this blue over here is noise in the thrust stand, so I'm just going to find like the average in the middle of all that noise, and that will be my thrust curve. And you can see I'm just clicking on the curve, and you can always come back and tweak these points. I just want to give you the gist of this thing right here. Okay, and now I'm going to compare this to the Tripoli data over here. Let me make this a little bit smaller so we can get both on the same screen. Okay, now I'm looking at the total impulse, 2530 newton seconds, and then I'm going to go back down to here, and I want to compare that. My total impulse is 2591, so I'm a little bit high here. So I can take some of these points and just tweak them down a little bit to get it to close. And you can see the technique here, what I'm doing. I'm just moving these points around just to try to get my total impulse here to match the total impulse up here. And my maximum thrust here is 486.4 pounds. And down here it says maximum thrust 470.77. So I'm a little low, so I'll just take this point here. This is my maximum thrust, and I'm going to bump that up 486. Oh boy, I'm real close there, so I'm going to leave that alone. And so you get the idea of what we're doing here on the Thrust Curve Tracer program. And when you get this check mark down here in the bottom, that means everything is okay. And then we can start entering the motor information. And this is an Aerotech motor. and the designation is I'm just looking up here, K1050W, diameter 54, and the length is 676. The delays is plug, total weight, propellant weight. I need to find my total weight here. Well, for right now I'm just going to use propellant weight of I'm going to type that in, 1362.2 grams. And let's see if they have that listed here. Unfortunately, they don't look like they have the total weight listed. So I'm just going to guess. I'm going to guess at 1,500 grams. And you can put your name in here just to say that this is who entered the data, so that somebody else is looking at it, they can come back to you and yell at you instead of yelling at me. Okay, and then we'll save the data. And I'm just going to throw it on my desktop. Okay, and now the data should be in there, and then I can open up Engine Edit, and I just want to verify that it did go in there, so I'm going to do a file open. No, I didn't put it. Oh, here it is. Click open, and there it is, the data file that I just entered. And so then you can go back to the Epigee website, and you can show this one right here is how to load that new engine file into RockSim. So I recommend going back here and watching that video, and that's basically it.